Hey guys, what's up, and welcome back to another episode of Tutorial Tuesdays. And in this episode, I'll be showing you all of the PLL algorithms that I use. Now, for PLL algorithms, I use some weird ones, so they're actually pretty good, so these might help you a little bit. So let's get into the video. So after OLL, you will have this on your cube, and then you'll do one PLL algorithm to finish the cube. So this one, for example, you do it like this. Oops. So there's 21 of them. They're actually not very hard to learn. And I'm just going to show you all of them right now. So this first algorithm is called the A-perm. It looks like this. I recognize it by having these two pieces right here. And it's just a little block. It could be misaligned, but you just see a little block, and then you see these two pieces are solved. And I usually hold the block on the right, and I do this algorithm. So it's x, L2, D2, L prime, U prime, L, D2, L prime, U, L prime. So that solves that case. So the next one looks pretty similar to the last one. You have this block here again. This is the AB permutation. So you have these two here instead of here. And the way I do this algorithm is I do x, R2, D2, RU, R prime, D2, RU prime, R. So those are the A-perms. So this next algorithm is the E-perm. It has no corner solves, so I recognize it by having all of the edges solved and this piece match. It could be wrong, so this piece and this piece could be here, but they're not matching. So make sure that these two match. So the algorithm that I use is I do x prime, R, U prime, R prime, D, R, U, R prime, D prime, R, U, R prime, D, R, U prime, R prime, D prime. So that's how I do the E-perm. So this is the F permutation. I recognize it by having this block solved, and then these two pieces swapped, and these two pieces swapped. So that's how I recognize it. And this is the algorithm that I use for it. I do R prime, U prime, F prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, F, R2, U prime, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U, R. So that solves the F-perm. So the next one is the G-perm. So there's 4 of these G-perms. So I recognize this one by having these two pieces on the left, and then you have this one in the front. So a block here and headlights here, just like headlights on a car. So the algorithm that I use is R2, U, R prime, U, R prime, U prime, R, U prime, R2, U prime, D, R prime, U, R, D prime. So that's how I solve the GA permutation. So this is the GB permutation. You have headlights here, but only the block is over here. So the block is always in a different position. So how I do this one is I hold it like this, and I do R prime, U prime, R, U, D prime, R2, U, R prime, U, R, U prime, R, U prime, R2, D. So that's how I solve the GB permutation. So this is GC permutation, and I recognize by having these two here and this one in the back. So I actually hold it like this, where the headlights are on the right and this block is right here. So the algorithm I use is R2, F2, R, U2, R, U2, R prime, F, R, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, F, R2. So that's how we do the GC permutation. So this is my favorite G-perm. It's the GD permutation, where you have these two here, and you have this block here. So if you go back and see the GC permutation, I mean the GB permutation, this block is here, but in the GD permutation, the block is here. So it's right here. So the algorithm I use is RU R prime U prime D R2 U prime R U prime R prime U R prime U R2 D prime. So this one's pretty fast. A lot of the time I can get it sub 1. So I just really like that one. So this is the H permutation, and I recognize it by having these two pieces swapping and these two pieces swapping. So basically the corners are solved, and all of the edges are opposite of the other colors. So these two swap and these two swap. So the algorithm is really short for this one. It's M2 U prime M2 U2 M2 U prime M2. So this next one is the JA permutation, and I recognize it by this block here. So these three pieces are solved, and this corner is unsolved. So the algorithm that I do is kind of weird. It's X, R2, F, R, F prime, R, U2, R prime, wide R prime, U, wide R, U2. It's pretty fast. So this is the JB permutation. I recognize it by having this little block here again, but in the JA permutation, just one piece was unsolved. In this one, there's two unsolved pieces right here. So how I do this one is like this. So it's just a standard algorithm. R, U, R prime, F prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, F, R2, U prime, R prime, U prime. So it's probably like the fastest PLL. It's really fast. Okay, so these are the N perms. So this one I recognize by just having one of these pieces opposite, and on the other side, just one of the pieces opposite. And if you look at these two sides, then these two pieces are opposite and these two pieces are opposite. So the algorithm that I use is R, U, R prime, U, R, U, R prime, F prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, F, R2, U, R prime, U2, R, U prime, R prime. Now that algorithm might look long, but all you do is R, U, R prime, U, and then the J perm, and then U2, R, U prime, R prime. So R, U, R prime, U, J perm, and then basically insert this F2L pair. So that's how you do the NA permutation. So this is the NB permutation. It's pretty much the same, except this piece is opposite. And so you just recognize it like this. These pieces are opposite. And this is the algorithm that I use. It goes R prime, U, R, U prime, R prime, F prime, U prime, F, R, U, R prime, F, R prime, F prime, R, U prime, R. So it's kind of long and weird. But that's just the algorithm that I use. So this is the R permutation, and the way I recognize it is I have these two pieces swapping, basically. So I just recognize it by, this piece is just a random color because it's not opposite or solved, and this piece is unsolved, so just these two pieces and this little block. So the algorithm that I use is R, U, R prime, F prime, R, U2, R prime, U2, R prime, F, R, U, R, U2, R prime. So I'm going to show you that again. So this is the other R perm. So I actually hold it with the headlights in front. So what I recognize is it's just the opposite of the other one. So I recognize these two pieces swapping, and this color is the same as this, and this color is the same as that. So the algorithm that I do is R prime U2 R U2 R prime F R U R prime U prime R prime F R2. So this is probably the most popular PLL. It's probably the one that most people think about when they think about PLL. So this is the T perm, and it kind of makes a T shape because these two pieces are swapping and these two are swapping. So I just recognize these headlights, and this piece is opposite, and then these two pieces need to swap. So the algorithm is R U R prime U prime R prime F R2 U prime R prime U prime R U R prime F prime. So that's the T perm. So this is the U perm. How I recognize it is these three pieces are getting cycled. So these three edge pieces, and this piece is opposite. So these only piece that is opposite is the one on the right. So the algorithm that I use is M2 U M U2 M prime U M2. So this one is the complete opposite of it. Three pieces are cycling. This is the UB permutation. And this piece on the left is opposite of this color. So the algorithm that I use is M2 U prime M U2 M prime U prime M2. So this is probably the weirdest PLL that I use. This is the V perm, and I recognize by this block. It looks a lot like an A perm, but only this piece is opposite of this color, and this piece is opposite of this color. When on an A perm, this piece is adjacent, so it's different. So the algorithm that I use is I do Z, D prime, R2, D, R2, U, R prime, D prime, R, U prime, R, U, R prime, D, R, U prime. A lot of people don't really like the V perms because they're slow, because a lot of people use this other one. But I can actually get this one sub 1, so under a second. So this next PLL is called the Y perm. I recognize by these two blocks here, and this piece is the only one that's like breaking up the solved part, and just like these two pieces are swapping in the back. So the algorithm that I use is F R U prime R prime U prime R U R prime F prime R U R prime U prime R prime F R F prime. So this is the last PLL algorithm, and this is probably one of my favorites. It's called the Z perm, and I recognize by all of my corners being solved, and these two pieces are swapping, and these two pieces are swapping. So the algorithm that I use is M prime, U prime, M2, U prime, M2, U prime, M prime, U2, M2. So it's really fast. So those are all of the PLL algorithms that I use. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.